Hello my dear students and welcome to this lecture series by AKTU. I am Dr. Supriya Praladpam, Assistant Professor in BBD ITM. I will be taking Unit 5 of KCE 603 Environmental Engineering for you. This is my 7th lecture and we will be talking about stabilization ponds, oxidation ponds, aerated lagoons, septic tank and Imhoff tank in this lecture. So, this is the syllabus. We will be taking about this parts, okay, and I will be including Imhoff tank also. So, what are stabilization ponds? Stabilization ponds are open flow through earthen basins which provide comparatively long detention period to treat sewage and biodegradable wastewater by the action of natural forces. So, बहुत सिंपल टर्म्स में व्हाट आर स्टेबलाइजेशन पॉन्ड्स? स्टेबलाइजेशन पॉन्ड्स आर नथिंग बट दे आर सिंपल पॉन्ड्स. जैसे अर्दन पॉन्ड्स होते हैं आप जहाँ पे देखते हैं वैसे ही हैं, उसमें कोई भी और स्पेशलिटी कुछ भी और टेक्निकल कोई भी चीज़ नहीं है एंड सिंपल पॉन्ड्स होती हैं. तो व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग, सिंपल पॉन्ड्स हैं एंड व्हाट विल हैपन हियर इज उस पर आप वेस्ट वाटर आप डालते हैं, ठीक है. आप वेस्ट वाटर डालते हैं तो क्या होगा, what will happen, वो and those waste water are going to get treated by natural forces, ठीक है, simple natural forces. So, so they can be classified as aerobic, facultative or anaerobic depending upon the mechanism of purification. आपको stabilization ponds जैसे अगर you have aerobic bacteria working, then you will have aerobic stabilization ponds. If you have facultative bacteria working, you will have facultative stabilization pond, and if you have anaerobic bacteria working, they will be having anaerobic stabilization ponds depending on that. So, and obviously ये जो चीज़ें हैं, these are obviously related to your depth also, right, depth of the pond. So, in a totally aerobic pond, the process of stabilization of waste is done by aerobic bacteria, right. The oxygen demand of this bacteria is met by combined action of algae and other microorganisms by a process called as algal photosynthesis. तो ये जो भी ponds होंगे, जो भी aerobic stabilization ponds होंगे, ये pond के ऊपर you will have this algae growth. ये algal growth होगा. इस algal growth में क्या होगा, obviously algae क्या photosynthesis करेंगे and they will take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and they will give out oxygen, and this oxygen will be used by the aerobic bacteria, right. So, you have aerobic stabilization ponds here. So, obviously जब आपको पास इस वाले conditions पे these totally aerobic ponds will have very small depth less than 0.5 mm and will require occasional stirrings to prevent anaerobic conditions in the cycle surge. So, it is practically very difficult to construct a purely aerobic pond. तो आप क्या करेंगे, आपके पास जो भी पॉन्ड होंगे उनका उनका डेप्थ बहुत कम होगा एरोबिक का, बिकॉज अगर डेप्थ हो जाएगा देन एरेशन वोंट बी एबल टू हैपन प्रॉपर्ली. In this case they will turn into anaerobic processes in that terms. तो आपको aerobic pond में आपकी depth बहुत कम होगी around 0.5 मीटर और anaerobic bacteria, right. Then in an anaerobic pond, stabilization of waste is mainly done about is mainly brought about by the usual anaerobic conversions of organic waste to carbon dioxide, methane and other gases endpoint with eruptions of foul odors and pungent smells. So, if anaerobic कोई process होगा and if it is going to produce carbon dioxide and methane, then and end products like H2S, अगर sulfur होगा तो that will be converted into H2S. So, they are going to give bad smells, okay. तो होगा anaerobic ponds will have depth in the range of 2.5 to 4 meters. तो 2.5 to 4 meters होगा. So, it is going to be deep. और अगर आपके पास एरोबिक होगा उसकी डेप्थ बहुत कम होगी, राइट. तो in facultative ponds the upper layers work under aerobic conditions while the anaerobic conditions prevail in the bottom layer. The upper aerobic layer of the pond acts as a good check against evolution of foul odors from the form such ponds. Facultative ponds have depth varying between 1 meter to 1.5 meter. So अगर हम उसको सब कुछ wrap करें, then we have stabilization ponds can be of 3 types, which will be aerobic, facultative and anaerobic. Aerobic में aerobic microorganisms will be working. So since it is in aerobic conditions, you will have less depth. ठीक है? So depth will be around 0.5 meter. In a facultative bacteria depth will be longer. उसमें क्या होगा, ऊपर वाले भाग पे हमारा एरोबिक बैक्टीरिया होगा और लेस वाले पार्ट पे हमारे पास एनारोबिक बैक्टीरिया होगा, राइट. एंड डेप्थ उनकी अराउंड होगी 1 से लेके 1 to 1.5 मीटर. इन केस ऑफ एनारोबिक विल हैव डीप पॉन्ड्स. डेप्थ होगा उनका अराउंड 2.5 to 4 meters, and obviously anaerobic part hoga and it is going to give bad smells. Okay. Now let's come to oxidation ponds. What are oxidation ponds? Oxidation ponds are a type of stabilization pond. Okay. So all type of stabilization ponds, especially facultative ponds, are referred to as oxidation ponds, right. The depth of around 1.5 to 1.8 meters. So obviously facultative वाले part पे आता है. Detention is between 2 to 6 weeks depending upon the sunlight and temperature. So these are all organic, these are all oxidation ponds. तो आप देखिए कुछ भी नहीं है इसमें, there is nothing. The inlet, the waste, the influent is just let into the oxidation pond and it is left for a period of 2 to 6 weeks depending on how. अगर आपके पास अच्छी टेम्परेचर हो, अच्छा सनलाइट हो, देन यू विल गो फॉर अराउंड 2 वीक्स. एंड इफ इट इज टेम्परेचर थोड़ा कम हो और सनलाइट उतना नहीं आता हो, देन यू विल रिक्वायर मोर टाइम. ओके. सो in that case, so here you can see here it's a, this is the oxidation ponds, a series of oxidation ponds. तो oxidation ponds में बहुत सिंपल है, कुछ भी नहीं है, आपको अपनी जो वेस्ट वाटर है उसको पॉन्ड में रखना है, लेके आना है, you forget about it and then you come back after a particular amount of time, the detention period which is 2 to 6 weeks, right. उसके बाद आप आते हैं and you can simply take out a effluent and then again you refill it with another batch, right. So organic loading for tropical conditions in like India are 300 to 150 kg per hectare per day. Advantages are what? Very cheap. कुछ भी नहीं करना है आपको, you just dug out a pond and nothing more, right. Maintenance cost no, very low maintenance cost, minor, and no skill supervision required. You do not require any, you do not require to keep a person to check into how it is working. You can simply leave it, come back after 1.5 months, come back after 2 weeks and then see what is happening. You don't need to see कि कुछ pipe on है नहीं है. Like in ASP you require someone to be there, a skill supervision. Even in trickling filter also you require someone कि कुछ choke नहीं हो रहा है, नहीं. But here you don't require anyone. You can simply leave, forget about it and come back. But the main disadvantages is that is due to mosquito breeding and bad odors. Since it is open, right, तो mosquito अगर open water surface है तो you can have mosquito breeding and obviously facultative है तो some anaerobic process की वजह से you can have bad smelling gases, right. So because of that you can have. So these are oxidation ponds, very simple, nothing here. Let's come to mechanically aerated lagoons. Mechanically aerated lagoons भी बहुत simple है. It's like a oxidation pond only but deeper, right. In facultative oxidation pond, what was the depth? Around 1 to 1.8 meters, right. Here it's a holding or a deeper oxidation pond provided with an artificial aeration to promote biological oxidation of wastewater, right. In contrast to waste stabilization ponds where the oxygen required for stabilizing organic matter is furnished by algae, oxygenation is provided in aerated lagoons by mechanical surface aerator installed on flicks or floating platforms. Okay. So here you will see these are mechanically aerated lagoons. आप देखेंगे these are all aerators. यहाँ जो ये दिख रहा है, ये दिख रहा है, ये सारे आपके जो वाइट दिख रहा है ये आपके aerators है. So this is another view where ये pond है आपका and this are the aerators here. Okay. So यहाँ से आपके aerate हो रहा है. सो तो आपका जो भी वेस्ट है आप उसको एरेट कर रहे हैं, मतलब आप जो आपके पास वेस्ट वाटर है उसको आप ऑक्सीजन दे रहे हैं थ्रू मैकेनिकल मीन्स, सो दैट इज व्हाई इट्स कॉल्ड मैकेनिकली एरेटेड. सो यू आर मैकेनिकली एरेटिंग द water. So, in contrast to waste stabilization ponds where the oxygen required for stabilizing organic matter is furnished by algae, oxygenation is provided in aerated lagoons by mechanical aerators installed in floating or fixed platform. So, obviously जब आपकी एरेशन चल रही है, फिजिकली एरेशन कर रहे हैं, तो आपको टाइम कम लगेगा, राइट, बिकॉज अगर आप नेचुरल टाइम पे फोर्सेस पे छोड़ देते हैं तो यू रिक्वायर मोर टाइम, but here you are mechanically aerating the lagoons, right. So, you require less detention time and area, right. Depth is around 2.4 to 3.6, ज़्यादा आप उसको डिप बना सकते हैं. Detention period is only around 4 to 10 hours. ऑक्सीडेशन लगून्स पे, ऑक्सीडेशन पॉन्ड्स पे कितना था 2 to 6 weeks. So, it's a huge improvement on the detention period. Land requirement is around 5 to 10% of that required for an equivalent oxidation pond, and efficiency is around 65 to 90%. मतलब आपको जो BOD का efficiency है, that BOD will be reduced by around 65 to 90%, which is quite a good amount. Now, let's come to septic tanks. तो septic tanks में क्या होता है? So, septic tank, ये आपने नाम तो बहुत बार सुना होगा. You must have heard this word many times. What is septic tanks? So, septic tanks are, so when you talked about, say for example, if you are from a small town or a, you know, which does not have a sewerage system, तो उसमें क्या होगा, all of you must have installed septic tanks in your houses. आपके घर में septic tanks आपका हुआ रहा होगा, राइट, बिकॉज अगर सीवरेज सिस्टम में कनेक्टेड है तो वी डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट टू द म्यूनिसिपल सीवरेज सिस्टम. इफ नॉट तो जो हमारा वेस्ट है, जो हम लोगों का डोमेस्टिक से फॉर एग्जांपल ह्यूमन फीकल मैटर है, उसको निकालने के लिए हम लोगों को सेप्टिक टैंक्स चाहिए होता है. सो दिस इज हाउ वी डू इट. ओके, सो सेप्टिक टैंक जब हम बोलेंगे तो ये वाला क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इट्स एक्चुअली अ स्लश डाइजेशन कम प्राइमरी सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक. तो ये दोनों का काम करता है. सो इट इज़ अ स्लश डाइजेशन कम प्राइमरी सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक विद अ लॉन्गर डिटेंशन पीरियड ऑफ अराउंड 12 to 36 आवर्स, राइट. सो जब हम सेडिमेंटेशन सेप्टिक टैंक बोलते हैं तो ये दो बार हो जाता है. एक तो स्लश डाइजेशन भी करते हैं और एट द सेम टाइम प्राइमरी सेडिमेंटेशन टैंक भी है. It is a buried watertight container usually made of concrete, brick, fiberglass or polyethylene. The sludge settle at the bottom of the tank and the oils, the sludge, ये जो sludge है, it gets settled here at the bottom of the tank and the oils and the greasy matter rising to the top surface of the sewage as scum. ये देखिए ये वाला है जो है, are allowed to remain in the tank for a period of several months where they are decomposed anaerobically. तो ये बंद होता है तो ये anaerobically काम करेंगे, right. The digested sludge from the tank is periodically removed 6 to 12 months not exceeding 3 years and disposed of in a sanitary manner preferably after drying it. जो आपका जो सेप्टिक टैंक में, फ्रैंकली टेलिंग सेप्टिक टैंक में आपको क्या आता है, आपको जनरली ह्यूमन एक्सक्रीटा आता है, राइट. तो ह्यूमन एक्सक्रीटा है, आपने डाल दिया, आप सेटल हो रहे हैं, दैट इज गोइंग टू हैपन एनारोबिकली मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. तो आपने किया, उसके बाद स्लश सेटल हो गया, जो ऑयली ग्रीजी मटेरियल है वो ऊपर चला गया एंड दोज आर गोइंग टू रिमेन फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. मतलब 6 महीने में या 12 महीने में, अराउंड 3 years में भी आप उसको क्लीन करा सकते हैं. So, they are provided in areas where sewers have not been laid for catering to sanitary disposal of sewage produced from isolated communities, school, hospital, etc., hotels, etc., right. So, these are very used in small villages, small towns, you know, where we don't have any sewerage system, and it's India में बहुत अभी भी use होता है because sewerage system is not available in everywhere, right. It's a very costly thing, right. तो जब अगर आपने देखेंगे यहाँ पे, तो we have here the sludge is settling and then we have the scum here, okay. So, some their design considerations are there for septic tanks. The first one is should be capable of storing sewage flow ड्यूरिंग डिटेंशन एंड स्लज फॉर 6 months to 3 years. सो अगर आप जब उसके अमाउंट यू वांट टू सी हाउ मच ऑफ सेप्टिक टैंक डिज़ाइन करने के लिए आपको वॉल्यूम है, योर वॉल्यूम शुड बी डिज़ाइन सो डैट वो स्लज को भी, आपका जो स्लज है उसको भी आप उतनी देर के लिए होल्ड कर पाए. फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर डिटेंशन पीरियड 6 महीना है आपका, या 12 महीना है, या 2 साल है, मैक्सिमम 3 साल तक का. सो यू हैव टू इंक्लूड दैट व्हाइल यू कैलकुलेटिंग द वॉल्यूम. Rate of accumulation of sludge is 30 liters per person per year. तो अगर say for example अगर आप एक घर के लिए you imagine you have 10 members in a house, okay, और उसके लिए आप डिज़ाइन करें, so you will measure, so you will say कि 10 persons at the rate of 30 liters per person per year. तो you will multiply, that will become 30 liters per year, 330 into 10. Okay, so उस हिसाब से you will then that will be the rate of accumulation for sludge. You will give a free board of around 0.3 to 0.5 meter. Obviously जब भी हम लोग कोई भी सिविल की कोई भी चीज़ करते हैं, you take a factor of safety. Here a factor of safety is going to be the free board. आपको एक free board देना ही है, right? And at the same time, a very important thing here is the T pipe or the baffles at the inlet and the outlet. Okay, तो आपके inlet और outlet में एक baffles देते हैं. They extend up to top level of scum but stop a little below the covering slab. So ये वाला जो है, ये वाला baffle और ये वाला baffle, तो ये क्या है, आपको scum के top level तक यहाँ पे extend करते हैं, a little over, यहाँ से scum से नीचे करते हैं और यहाँ पे थोड़ा space रखते हैं. This is a very important design consideration for septic tanks. Length to width ratio generally रखते हैं 2 to 3. Okay. So this is septic tank. तो septic tank में जो आपकी effluent आता है उसको आप कैसे, आपने sludge तो आपने settle करा लिया, right? You have settled the sludge, but what will happen to the effluent from the septic tank? Say अगर आप से for example when you go to the toilet, what do? You flush your toilet, right? तो वो फर्स्ट किससे होता है, पानी से, राइट? तो वो आपका जो सॉलिड वाला पार्ट है वो तो स्लज बन गया, जो पानी वाला पार्ट है दैट आपको उसको यू हैव टू that has to be disposed of. Okay, so disposal of effluent from septic tanks can be done by 3 methods. One is the soil absorption method, biological filters, upflow anaerobic filters. So ये जो disposal है all are dependent on the type of soil, कि आपकी soil कितनी pervious है, कितना पानी ले पाता है, सोख कर पाता है, उस पर dependent है, right? So disposal of effluent on land and hence adopted. Soil absorption system में क्या है, disposal of effluent on land and hence adopted when sufficient land is available and soil is sufficiently porous. So you have most of the time you require, say for example small villages में है, आपके पास खूब सारा land है, तो उस समय पे आप you can go for soil absorption system. Soil absorption system can be of 2 types. One is seepage and soak pit, another is dispersion trench. Okay, आप लोग इसको प्लीज़ चेक कर लीजिएगा, अपने आप हिसाब से पढ़ लीजिएगा. Soak pit is very commonly used, है ना, its design is also given there in the books, so you should go and check it out. Seepage pit or soak pit is very commonly used in India. Then we have dispersion trench. Another is called biological filters. So soil absorption is used when the soil is very porous, sufficiently porous. Biological filters suitable for treatment of septic tank effluent where soil is relatively impervious. बहुत ज़्यादा percolation is rate is little bit more than 60 minutes, right? 60 minutes per centimeter, मतलब 1 सेंटीमीटर पानी 60 मिनट्स में अगर एब्जॉर्ब हो रहा है उसकी लेवल बता रहे हैं, तो इसमें क्या होगा, 60 से कम टाइम में 1 सेंटीमीटर पानी एब्जॉर्ब हो जाता है. तो और ऑन वाटर लॉक्ड एरियाज और वेयर लिमिटेड लैंड इज अवेलेबल. तो अगर बहुत ज़्यादा पोरस है तो सॉइल एब्जॉर्प्शन सिस्टम, अगर थोड़ा कम पोरस हो तो बायोलॉजिकल फिल्टर्स, राइट? अगर सबसे कम porous हो then we will go for upflow anaerobic filters used in areas of high water table or comparatively less porous areas or when sufficient land is not available, right? इसमें क्या है, limited land, मतलब ये सबसे ज़्यादा porous, ये थोड़ा porous, फिर ये सबसे कम porous. The septic tank effluent is introduced from the bottom and microbial growth is required on the stone is retained on the stone surface is retained on the stone media, making possible higher rates and efficient digestion. So, here what you are going to do, आपका फ्लो ऐसे जाएगा ऊपर है ना, क्योंकि इट्स अप फ्लो, राइट. Now, this is a problem on septic tank. Design the dimension of a septic tank for a small colony of 150 persons provided with a short water supply from the municipal head works at a rate of 120 liters per person per day. Assume any data you may require. Okay, so आपके पास क्या है, आपको एक सेप्टिक टैंक एक छोटी सी कॉलोनी के लिए डिज़ाइन करना है. उस जितने कितने लोग हैं, 150 लोग, 150 पीपल्स आर देयर एंड वाटर सप्लाई इज एट 120 लीटर्स पर पर्सन पर डे. सो हम लोग क्या अज्यूम करते हैं, हम लोग मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अज्यूम करते हैं कि आप सबसे पहले क्या, अगर मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम व्हेन वाटर सप्लाई इज गिवन यू विल अज्यूम दैट 80% विल गो टू द सीवरेज सिस्टम, ओके, एंड 20% आपका पीने में सब में चला जाएगा और 80% विल डायरेक्टली गो टू द सीवरेज सिस्टम. सो दैट इज हाउ यू कैलकुलेट. So, quantity of water supplied is per capita into population. How much the per capita? 120 liters, and how many people are there? 150. Okay. So, we have 18,000 liters per day, right. Assuming that 80% of the water supplied becomes sewage, we have quantity of sewage will be iska 80%. So, 18,000 into 0.8, which will work out to be 14,400 liters per day. So, let us assume a detention period of 24 hours. We have, तो 24 hours के लिए आपको उसको hold करना है. So, quantity of sewage produced during the detention period will be 140 liters per day into 24 into 24. Why detention period है? So, this will give us the quantity of sewage produced. So, what I am meaning is that आप इतना liters एक 24 hours में होल्ड कर पाएंगे. Assuming the rate of deposited sludge as 30 liters per capita per year, this is already given. अगर आप डिज़ाइन कंसिडरेशंस पे देखेंगे, and the period of cleaning is 1 year. तो cleaning क्या हो सकता है, 6 to 12 months से लेके 3 years तक. तो here we have assumed here 1 year. Okay, we have volume of such deposited will be, अगर एक person का 30 लीटर डिपॉजिट हो रहा है तो 150 लोगों 150 के लिए ये, एंड फॉर 1 ईयर. सो वी हैव 4,500 liters, right. So, required capacity, total required capacity per tank is capacity of sewage plus capacity of sludge. Capacity of sewage कितना है detention time के हिसाब से, this 14,400 and स्लज के लिए एक साल के हिसाब से 4,500. So, that works out to be 18.1 meter cube. Then let us assume that we have a depth of the tank is 1.5 meter. तो हमको वॉल्यूम मिल गया, then we assume depth, then we have the surface area as 18.9 divided by 1.5, which is works out to be 12.6 meter square, right. If the ratio of the length to width ratio is kept as 3.1, 3:1, okay. अगर हम length to width ratio 3:1 रखें, then what, ये अगर surface area है तो हमारा क्या होगा, 3b square equal to 12.6, we work out b as 2.1 meters, right. So, provide 2.1 meters and provide width of 2.1 meters and provide length of 6 meters. Area of cross section provided will be 12.6, right. ये मैच कर रहा है हम लोगों का. Thus, dimension of a septic tank will be 6 meter into 2.1 meter into 1.5 depth plus a freeboard of 0.3, which will work out to be 1.8 overall depth. Okay. So, that is how we design septic tank. Let us come directly to Imhoff tank. Just 2 minutes on the Imhoff tank. Imhoff tank is designed by a German scientist called Mr. Karl Imhoff. It is a 2-storey tank in which the incoming sewage is not allowed to get mixed up with the sludge produced. So, एक एक ही टैंक है, उसको दो भाग में डिवाइड कर दिया है, राइट. सो द इनकमिंग सीवेज इज नॉट अलाउड टू गेट मिक्स विद द स्लज प्रोड्यूस, राइट. सो इनकमिंग, सो यू आर कमिंग इन, आपका रो यहाँ पे आ रहा है द रो वेस्ट वाटर एंड इज नॉट अलाउड, स्लज विल बी हियर, sludge digestion will take here. The upper chamber called the sedimentation chamber, this is a sedimentation chamber or the flow through chamber, allows the sewage to flow at a very low velocity, and the lower chamber is called the digestion chamber in which the sludge gets digested due to anaerobic decomposition. This is called the digestion chamber and this part is called the sedimentation chamber. Gas vent or scum chamber, here gas vent, this is provided above the digestion chamber and alongside the sedimentation chamber to take care of the gases escaping from the surface. So, आपसे यहाँ पे गैस चैम्बर भी हैं जहाँ से आप गैस निकाल सकते हैं. They may give out offensive odors when improperly operated and have become obsolete these days. हम लोग आजकल इम्हॉफ टैंक को यूज़ नहीं करते हैं. Before it was used, but nowadays we don't generally use IMHOF tank. But it's important from your examination point of view. So, thank you everyone. So, thanks a lot.